Did a lot of good things. Offense, very pleased with the offense, particularly in the first half. Second half, we only had 5 possessions. A couple field goals. Really we just didn't put the game away mode the last couple possessions. Could have scored there at the end, but pointless to run it up. So we just took the knee at the very final drive. But no turnovers. Ran the football incredibly well. Zach Moss, nearly 200 yards. Troy stepped in for Tyler, who was unable to go, and it was great to see him finish the regular season as a senior and a captain, being able to get the start and to play the way he did. I thought he played very solid. Offensive line played very well in addition. Special teams, not much going on there. Again, it was just not really a big factor. Mitch didn't punt the ball very well tonight. He's got some ailment going on, but he's our punter, so we got to punt better than that. Matt Gay, 2 for 2 on field goals. It was building his case for the Lou Groza Award. Defensively, more good than bad. Got a little bit softer in the second half a couple times. Key to the game, well, I shouldn't say the key to the game, but one thing that really was the nail in the coffin was that defensive takeaway, where they were driving to really get within striking distance, and the defense got the takeaway, and we never looked back from there. So, proud of the coaches. Great job with their game plans. Troy Taylor with the offensive game plan was right on the money, and I thought Morgan and the defensive staff did a great job as well. So, anyways, very good way to end the regular season, and sit back and find out where we're going to be playing, who we're going to be playing, and then go from there. So, questions?
Kyle, is there a sense of either satisfaction or relief to kind of finally get everything to click like it's supposed to on a day like this?
Well, we clicked last week too, up until the last couple minutes, and so that was, I don't think it was just unique to this game, and it takes some of the sting out of a frustrating season. You lose the supposed three best teams in the conference by 1, 3, and 3, 2 of them on the road, and so this team was close. This team was, they're fighters, and as frustrating as some of those losses were, to have them just pull themselves back together and have another effort like tonight was a credit to them, real credit to our team and our seniors.
For a guy who didn't realize he was going to start until yesterday, how do you think Troy Williams did?
Very well. Thought he responded, took care of the football, did a good job running the offense, made some big throws for us, big runs as well. He was good in the QB run game tonight, and he was we had 2 game ball recipients. One was Zach Moss and one was Troy Williams.
How impressed have you been with Troy and just what he's been able to get through all this adversity?
Troy Williams?
Yeah, and how he's handled it with such grace.
Extremely impressed. He's been a great teammate all season long. Never sulked, never pouted. Work ethic never dropped off. His preparation never dropped off. He was prepared every single week, and when his number was called, I thought he responded. And it's credit to who he is as a person. He's a very mature kid and very team-oriented.
The offensive line seemed to kind of gel better today and last week. What's gone into that? Is just more time together?
Yeah, I think so. I just think that even though it wasn't a steady progression all season long, we had some bumps in the road in the second half of the year. But I think that group, in the final analysis, which means next year when we get 4 of the 5 starters back, could end up being a pretty formidable offensive line. They moved people around tonight pretty good.
Kyle, is Tyler's injury long term?
Hope not. We'll see. Hope not. And we'll just see, the timing of the bowl. I have no idea where we're going, but probably be somewhere in mid to late December. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So based on all the close losses, will you think of this as better than a 6-6 season?
I think we're a pretty good 6-6 team. I'll tell you that. But bottom line is we got 6 and dropped 6. But this team never folded their tent. They were competitive every single week, even though a couple of the scores were a little more than what they should have been. But I thought they competed every single week.
And what did you see in the ground game that you knew you could exploit tonight?
Well, we just thought we had a good matchup in the trenches. We thought that our offensive line matched up very well with their front 7, and that we would have success running the ball. And that was the plan going in, is to be run heavy. And Zach Moss, if he went over 1,000 yards tonight. If he runs that way every game, the rest of his career here, he's going to be a tremendous back. Because tonight he made some runs that were really impressive.
Kyle, that's I think 4 years in a row you've had a 1,000-yard rusher now. That's starting to become the norm when it used to be a rare thing.
Well, that's great. I guess you're right. I mean, that's obviously you know what the last 3 or 4 years, couldn't say that for sure, but if you say so, then it's good. And it really came on the second half of the year to get that done. Zach did, because the first half of the year was pretty pedestrian, which is one of my most hated words.
I had Booker and Joe Williams.
Booker and Joe, yeah. And before who? So we didn't.
2 for Booker.
Yeah. 2 for Joe. Yeah. Okay.
Or 1 for Joe.
Was John White before that?
I think so.
Can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, when we run the football well, the bottom line is when we run the ball well and defend the run well, we usually have a pretty good chance of winning.
From your vision, do you think that Zach's the game slowing down for him? Is it just better gap assignments with the offensive line?
I think it's both of those. I think he is feeling more comfortable and the whole offense is feeling more comfortable in Troy's scheme, Troy Taylor's scheme, because there's a lot of complexity to it, as far as the details and the subtle nuances that really make the difference, and they're starting to really get a hold of those now and grasp those, and we had nearly 500 yards of offense tonight, and it was it looked like it was supposed to look again for the second week in a row.
Kyle, did you feel like coming off of such an emotional loss, and then also what was at stake, that was important to get out to a fast start like you guys did?
Yeah, you'd always like to. Fast start is always desirable, but it was great. I mean, the first 2 drives was 14-0. We put 14 more points up in the second quarter, so 28-zip at half. That's a commanding lead and a fast start. And then came out and did enough in the second half to preserve the win. So.
How'd you feel your linebackers played tonight?
Some good, some bad. There was a couple of times in zone drops we weren't necessarily matching up on the routes like we need to, but I thought they fit well in the run game. David Luafatasanga played a lot of defensive end tonight. You may have noticed, because we're down defensive end, and so that was a positive. I thought that gave us more athleticism on the edge, and he did a good job relative to not spend any time there in the past, or very little time. And it was great to have Chase Hansen back. He makes us such a better defense when he's on the field, and we had a couple packages that he was in. He wasn't in every package because we didn't want to expose him to too much, but when he was in there, he makes a difference.
Kyle, do you think Kyler Fitz will be able to be back in time for a bowl game?
That's a good question. I think that's going to be close. That'll probably be right down to the week of the game to determine if he's going to be, and when at the timing of the game, obviously he'll play in that. If it's a later December game, then I think yeah, but if it's an earlier one, then probably not. We'll see.
Do you have any preferences on times or locations of bowl games or dates?
You know what? I don't even know. I have to look at how many teams in the Pac-12 qualified. I don't know.
Like
8, so I have to go out. I know, just to be able to have these guys play together one more time and 15 practices, is going to be huge and invaluable for the young guys. But Hawaii has a bowl still, right? I think that would be a good one. I really do. But they're all good. All bowls are good.
Kyle,
I made a mistake one year on that.
I'm sorry. Outside of the scheme and getting more familiar with the offensive things, when we're talking about Zach, when he runs with this kind of violence and physicality, is that a little bit of a mentality coming in for him?
It is, and I think it's confidence as well. And his balance was incredible tonight. Some of the times it looked like he was going down, and he was able to keep his balance and get his feet back underneath him. And I mean, he has a low center of gravity. He's strong as a bull. I mean, he's about 212 pounds and just built like a rock. There's no fat on him, and so he's a physical specimen. And I think just more comfortable, and the game slowing down, as you mentioned. I think that is happening for him as well.
Kyle, I know you've talked about getting to a bowl for the seniors, but do you feel like for the program, 4 straight years, especially coming off of some of the losses you had last year in terms of personnel, is it a big deal to get to the bowl game this year?
It's a big positive. Yeah, it is positive. It's very, there's so many different reasons that it's positive, and a chance to have a winning record, a chance to go 7-6. So, it beats the alternative. If we're sitting here at 5-7 and not going, we're feeling pretty lousy. But give us a little shot of adrenaline there. Get that win tonight, and know that we're going to be able to play together one more time.
Kyle, looked like Tyler tried to warm up a little bit. Was there a chance he was going to play tonight?
There was a chance he was going to be ready in reserve if Troy struggled or something happened. But as it turned out, looking at him in warm-ups, it would have been Cooper Bateman, because we just wouldn't have exposed him to game time play with how he was feeling. But he's just an incredible competitor, and he wants to be out there in the worst way, and was hoping he'd be available. But we knew yesterday he wasn't going to start no matter what, no matter how he felt, because you got to practice during the week. It's a rarity where you can not practice during the week and just play in the game and be at the level you need to be. It's hard to do.
You expect him to be ready for a bowl game?
We hope so. Yeah, depending on the timing of the game, we hope so. But that remains to be seen.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right.